Namaste, beloved goddesses. How are you, my beautiful sisters? I am so delighted to be with you today and share with you gorgeous tips, some goddess guidance and coaching to help you to awaken your own inner goddess and how to live like a goddess every single day. This is one of the top questions I get in my goddess coaching and healing practice and my trainings is, where do I start, Syma? I know I need to cultivate my divine feminine energy, but a lot of times my sisters just want to know where to start and, more importantly, how to live this on a day-to-day basis, right? So I'm going to share with you some beautiful ways that you can access your own inner goddess and be a goddess every day, because you are a goddess. So if you don't know who I am, my loves, my name is Syma and I am a sacred feminine coach, healer, and the best-selling author of the books Goddess Reclaimed and Manifest Soulmate Love. And you can find me at flourishinggoddess.com, where you can receive so many more beautiful gifts and free offerings and trainings from me, and see if you'd like to go deeper with me, how you can do that. But this is what I do, right? My mission is to help every woman awaken her feminine power and to live her most bold, badass, beautiful life, because we are creatrixes and we are here to live freely, authentically, and really in our divine feminine radiance and joy. And I had my own journey, which I might share throughout as we go, but it was not an easy path, and it's because of all the trauma and challenge and difficulty that I had on my own journey in reclaiming my feminine power that it became my life's dharma, my divine purpose, to support and serve my sisters in doing the same in your own way. All right, my loves. So if you are ready to awaken your inner goddess, I am going to be sharing with you today 4 key ways that you can live in your goddess energy every single day, right? So the first level is going to be at the level of the mind, mentally. And here, my darlings, it's really about remembering who you are. Remembering who you are. So our conditioning, how we've been parented, our patriarchal culture, the messages we receive from media, all this programming, all these imprints we get, sometimes from our own culture. Like I was raised, for example, my lineage is Indian and Hindu, but then there was a switch, and along the path they became Muslim, and my parents were born in Pakistan. And so I have the combination of these lineages where there's respect for the feminine, yes, but unfortunately the way that I was raised, I saw a lot of the misogyny and the oppression of the feminine. And then I also experienced a lot of physical, mental, emotional, and sexual abuse growing up. So when we experience these things, they can really disconnect us from our divinity, right? And my clients have had all different kinds of backgrounds. Sometimes they have, a lot of times I attract clients who, like me, have experienced a lot of childhood trauma and oppression and wounding around their femininity. But a lot of times I have beautiful sisters, blessed ones, who had wonderful upbringings, loving parents, and yet they still feel disconnected from their divine feminine power, their divine truth, their divine worth and value. So the number one way to live like a goddess every day is to remind yourself, consciously choose to remind yourself of who you are, that you are the divine, you are the divine feminine, you are her embodied, you are God, goddess, whatever name you want to give to the divine. You are the divine's expression, right? Delightful, love-filled, joyful expression manifest in this beautiful, gorgeous vessel that is you, that is your human body. And sometimes we feel so guilty and filled with shame in even just considering yourselves to be worthy human beings, that it's such a big gap to leap into the knowing that actually you are divine, you are the divine manifest. So one of the goddesses that can support you with this, from my book, Goddess Reclaimed, I'm going to share, is the beautiful goddess Tara. So Tara is the mother of the Buddhas, and she's a goddess of liberation. And she will liberate you from all these small thoughts of yourself. All the small thoughts, all the ways in which you might limit what you think you are worthy of, what you deserve, and how that actually creates so many blocks and strife and struggle in our lives, because we have forgotten our own divinity. And as women especially, we have so often, right, not been taught how to know fully, deeply, not just intellectually, right, but have this deep knowing at the core of our being that you are the embodiment of the divine goddess. And Dharma, one way that you can work with her is through her mantra, Om Taritu Tariture Swaha. You can look up on YouTube Tara mantra and set your intention that, beloved goddess Tara, I am ready to release and be liberated from all small, limited, false thoughts of myself, and to embrace my divinity and remember who I truly am. And that is going to be so empowering for you. And then just go to the mirror when you wake up every morning and see yourself. I welcome you to say, good morning, goddess. I am the divine manifest. I am the embodiment of the goddess. And begin to chant this, invoke this when you see yourself. And when you have that critical voice in your head that all of us do, but the more we practice this work, the more that voice actually turns from critic, ego, shadow into ally, friend, and goddess. Right? It's like you're going to feel your own goddess self speaking to you in the most loving and empowering way. And what it's really doing is this higher self, your goddess self, is reminding you of your truth, bringing you back home to your divinity. Okay, my love, so I hope that's helpful. In the mind, in the inner knowing, remembering who you are to be a goddess every single day. So the next step in being a goddess every single day is actually, I've been already seeding it, is that you are the embodiment of the goddess. So what does this mean? Your body is, it's the reflection, the extension of the goddess herself, right? You are like Mama Earth, Demeter, Pachamama, Gaia. You are a cyclical being. You are, as a woman, there have been ancient, beautiful trinities, often called the Maiden Mother Crone, but in other traditions we have other trinities of the goddesses in Hinduism, in beautiful African lineages. So there are so many trinities that acknowledge the phases of femininity. And these cycles that we have, right, are so essential to be aware of and to honor, because we live in this world that is go, 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 right? It's too much in masculine mode, and we haven't quite, we have a long way to go in bringing back the divine feminine balance, where we honor the cycles of nature and the cycles of our own body, right? Men have cycles as well, hormonal cycles, but with us women it's very pronounced because of our connection to the moon and the earth and through the power portal of your womb. And I just want to clarify that this applies to you no matter what stage of your journey you are, even if you're peri or postmenopausal, if you have had to have your womb removed. As a woman, you're always going to have your womb because you're going to have it energetically, right? It's just part of who you are. In truth, its essence can never be removed from you. And what's so beautiful is when we reclaim our cyclical nature and honor the cycles of our bodies, we actually so many times can heal and clear things on a physical level. Our life has more, I don't even know how to describe it, but just it's like magic, right? You're so magical. You're in the flow. You're in the flow. That's what it is, my love. So as an example from my life, because of a lot of the trauma I went through, used to suffer from extremely painful long periods. They would last like 7-8 days and be really, really heavy bleeding. So painful that I would take a prescription level Advil and be quite bedridden. I think it was like 800 mg's equivalent of Advil. And it was, I'm not someone who likes taking medication, but when I was a teenager, it was like crippling pain. And part of that was, of course, the trauma manifest in my body, right, of my experiences. And so many of my clients have issues that show up with their body temples because of repressed trauma. And also sometimes maybe there wasn't past trauma, but in their current life or, the kind of rhythm that they've been in has been hyper masculine. and they've been disconnected from the rhythm of their beautiful body, not listening to our body. So our bodies are very wise. Your body temple will always communicate to you exactly what it needs. And when it's not going to get that, it might show up as just having no passion in your life, no zest, and feeling really lethargic, burnt out and exhausted. So it can really just take out all that shakti. Shakti is your divine feminine life force energy to not only create whatever you want, but like to really orgasmically create what you want with pleasure and joy and flow. So the goddesses teach us how to reconnect with our beautiful divine cyclical nature, and one of the goddesses that can really support you here is Yamanya or Yamaya, Yamoya. She has beautiful different names, but she is a Yoruba goddess. She is the mother of the ocean, and what she really represents is that sacral chakra, being the mother, the creatrix, the goddess of the womb. She's also connected, of course, to the moon as well. And she reminds you, just like the waves of the ocean, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of creation and transformation, you are one with these cycles of nature. So you must know when to listen to your body, when to rest and retreat and pause and replenish, and when to create and manifest, and when to reflect and retreat. So just like, for example, if we were to take the moon, the new moon time is setting intentions, getting clear and focused. The full moon is your fruition, celebration, culmination, and then the waning moon is the shedding and the releasing. And this is connected to the Maiden, who is the new moon and waxing energy, the mother goddess, Yamanya, who is the creatrix, right? Love, abundance, intimacy, pleasure, community, joy, celebration, manifestation. And then the badass Crone in the waning and dark moon, who is your enchantress, the medicine woman, the psychic, the oracle, the healer, the witch, the warrioress, who will really support you. And so we really need to remember our cyclical nature and honor this. And if we don't know anything about this, get trained on it. I have my whole chapter here in Goddess Reclaimed with Yamanya dedicated to you connecting to and doing rituals around and sacred self-feminine care around the beautiful cycles of your body, because that way you will know that I inhabit the goddess and I'm going to honor her in all her cycles and all her rhythms through this gorgeous, beautiful, divine, holy, sacred temple that is her body, my body. You are one. All right, my loves. And then once you do this, you activate all your juicy, luscious, gorgeous goddess energy, your femininity. You become so receptive. You become magnetic to the things that you desire. You don't have to struggle and strive and go in hyper mode. You actually do less and receive more. That is what I was talking about with the magic goddesses. So my key tip there, my loves, is in addition to learning more about your inner goddess and your cyclical rhythms, listen to your body temple, talk to her, right? Oftentimes when I'm talking about yoni, I'll say her, because she is like a living goddess inside of you. So talk to your yoni, place your hands on your body, your breast, wherever you need to, and ask your body what she needs, the goddess within you, what she needs, and then nourish her and honor her. Okay, my love, so the next way to be a goddess every day is now we're moving from the mind to the body into the heart space. So this is about, what is a goddess, right? She is the woman, the divine feminine, who is the embodiment also of divine love. Divine love. So it's in remembering who you are and beginning to honor yourself, what you're going to be cultivating is sacred self-love. And this is the beautiful heart chakra energy where we need to clear that heart. We need to clear it, do any inner child healing that can create blocks for us in our outer manifestations, that can show up as the ways that we get triggered in our relationships, the kinds of relationships we attract. And if we have this part of us unhealed, It can also show up as us being overgivers in our relationships, getting into codependent relationships, attracting people who are unavailable or uncommitted partners, or just being rejected constantly or not even seen sometimes. So many of my clients have this pattern before they come to me of not even being seen, right? So we help them, as soon as, well, not soon, we go through beautiful transformation journeys through my goddess trainings, but when this transformation happens, they might come for their soulmate and they end up not only getting the soulmate, but that dream house or the dream job, or they might come to have that dream job, but they end up actually starting an amazing business. That is their true calling. And then their marriage significantly deepens into its love and passion. And they're like, oh, I came for this thing, but now all this happened. And that's because when we open up this gorgeous heart chakra and you awaken your divine self-love, you remember yourself as the goddess that you are, she works miracles for you. The greatest conduit of miracles is when you become a channel of divine love. And when I teach women, when I work with women, I teach them that we are all priestesses. That's one of the archetypes of the divine feminine. You are a high priestess. And to truly be a high priestess does not necessarily mean that you're a healer professionally necessarily, right? It actually means that we purge all that is not our divinity to then reconnect to divine source, the divine goddess, God goddess, our higher selves, our Holy Spirit. And then we become pure vessels of the divine to channel miracles for ourselves and others. And this is one of the most beautiful and self-loving things that you can do for yourself and you must do for yourself. You deserve this. You deserve to have this healed, healthy, vibrant, beautiful heart where you can have those relationships of equal giving and receiving, where you are loved and honored, where you can receive support, where you have gratitude, embodied gratitude and contentment and joy and laughter, and things just come to you easily the way they're meant to. Absolutely. And no more compromising, right? So that also brings us to one of my last points, but I'll just share with you a goddess you can work with for cultivating your self-love. There's two. So one is the beautiful Kuan Yin. We work with Kuan Yin a lot when we're doing deep healing around the inner child. A lot of times as women, we want to go right to forgiveness, but there are some steps before that where you really need to process that pain and in order to truly purge and heal and transform and transmute it. But eventually, by invoking Kuan Yin, which is your own inner divine grace and heart's wisdom, you heal your heart and you sit in your sovereign, sacred self-love and grace and compassion, first and foremost for yourself, and then it shines out in blessing to all, and you also receive back what you divinely deserve. All the love, all the joy, all the blessings, all the support. So Kuan Yin is one of them. And actually, my next favorite goddess, I don't know if, many of you guys, if you don't know me, I've shared in some other videos, I'm a Taurus and I have Venus in 8 or 9 parts of my chart. So I'm like Taurus, also so many planets in Taurus as well. But here we go. So Venus, Aphrodite, she just wakes up. I feel like Venus, Aphrodite, she also awakens the heart and womb, right? So the embodiment piece is there as well as the heart. But this is like that gorgeous self-love, and she really helps when you awaken this inner goddess of love to attract your beloved, a divine partner. A lot of women that come to work with me, they usually want to attract, based on seeing my marriage with my beloved Eric, who is the embodiment of the divine masculine, they usually want to attract a divine masculine man. And because of my personal experience with that, and expertise over these 8 years helping women get married, magnetize their beloveds, that's something that can deeply happen. But whatever sexual preference is, you are going to manifest your sacred divine partner. And if you are partnered, you are going to deepen and elevate the love and the passion and the joy and the support that you both have together. So, you owe it to yourself to be a goddess every day, sister, because it just blesses you and it blesses those you love and it blesses the whole world when a woman awakens her inner goddess. Okay, and so the final piece I want to share with you about cultivating your inner goddess is at the level of your soul and your spirituality. So this, I'm just going to get right into the goddess that I love when it comes to awakening our beautiful feminine power. It's the beautiful Isis. Isis is just like, I can feel her right now. So one of the ways that the goddess has blessed me to work with them is they channel through me. I can see them, feel them, channel them. And I can just see Isis right now, and she is crowning you into your queendom, right? She's saying, this is your divinity. Take your throne on your seat as a sovereign child of God, goddess, and goddess manifest, embodied. And what she wants you to do is cultivate your connection to the divine, to your own inner goddess, and awaken your divine feminine intuition through a daily spiritual practice that most resonates with you. In my work, I teach women a lot of sacred feminine, ancient, esoteric, mystical goddess practices rooted in the ancient goddess mystery school traditions. So I invite you to consider what kind of holy sacred practices will help you to cultivate a spiritual connection with the goddesses and with your own inner goddess, right? So maybe this looks like a daily meditation practice every morning, or some kind of beautiful feminine ritual that you'll do. And remember, as women, we can't just meditate because we are feminine body temple beings. So bring in some kind of physicality to it, some kind of movement or sound. Isis as this beautiful high priestess goddess of 10,000 names. She has every role a woman can inhabit and shines in it, as you are meant to. She wants you to make your spirituality deeply sacred, but also sensual. Sensual meaning igniting your different senses. Maybe it's lighting that incense or using that essential oil, but she needs you to remember you are a goddess in your soul through this gorgeous, magical high priestess that you are, the medicine woman, the oracle, the magician, the witch, the wise woman, the queen goddess that you are. So what kind of practices will support you in doing that, my love? I would love for you to consider that, and even actually just pray on it. Ask goddess however you want to, goddess Isis if you feel called, or however you want to invoke the divine in most honors you, your beliefs. Just ask, how can I connect with you more deeply in my soul, and also in my mind, body, heart, right, in my life? Because the issue, my loves, is when we don't take time as women to connect with our soul, our feminine soul, our inner goddess, our divine feminine wisdom on a daily basis, it definitely does go back to what I was talking about earlier in terms of disconnecting us from our divinity, disconnecting us from our feminine cycles, but it also makes us not be able to know our intuition. And so oftentimes what we'll do is we'll give our power away to other people, and we don't live our life on our own terms. We don't have the inner confidence to be authentic and true to ourselves. We can be indecisive. We can have a lot of self-doubt. A lot of my clients come to me because they're deeply struggling with self-doubt, which debilitates them from taking that leap of faith and magnetizing love, or starting that beautiful business, or buying that house, or going on this new adventure in their life, starting a new chapter in their life, going through a transition in their life. And so we deeply need to heal the patterns of self-doubt. And when we're not connecting with our own inner divine feminine goddess wisdom that you have full access to all the time, honey, my love, your body is a portal into the infinite, into the divine. You are so freaking magical, right? There's this magic in your cells, in your blood, in your bones. You remember the divine feminine mysteries and women's wisdom and goddess rituals and practices. That's why when I take women through my goddess trainings, and by the way, I'm going to be releasing my group goddess training, so make sure you join me at flourishinggoddess.com and sign up to my newsletter to get the invitation for that and all the details. But when they go through this training, they just cannot believe how familiar everything feels. They feel like it's like I know this. I often hear, I feel like I've known this, and that is the truth. When you're learning and reconnecting to the divine feminine and goddess knowledge and wisdom and practices, it's actually nothing new, what it is it's a remembrance. So hopefully, as you've been hearing even some of the messages from today's video, you felt activated, and even if something you heard it for the first time, deep within you felt like a resonance. And what that is it's a remembrance. So you've had many lifetimes being all these different aspects of the divine feminine, the priestess and the healer and the magician, and just this gorgeous expression of the goddess. And you remember this women's wisdom. Our wisdom is in your bones. It's through your lineage, through the wisdom and strength of your mothers and your grandmothers and your feminine line. Sometimes we need to do a lot of healing around this to take the gold of the wisdom and to heal all the pain and suffering of our feminine lineage, as well as here the father line to heal the wounding from the toxic or wounded masculine in our line. But that's what I go really deeply into in my goddess coaching program and my goddess trainings. But it is really helpful to just know that you are connected to the divine goddess, you are her. And so whenever you embark on this reconnection, it's actually a remembrance. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not like I'm connecting to the goddess. When women come to me, that's why I say reclaim, because you've already had this power. It's part of who you are, right? So it's time to remember who we are. It's time to reclaim who we are, so we can really, like Isis is showing us, take our seats in our thrones and be queen goddesses, be every goddess, be the triple goddess, right? Be the goddess of 10,000 names, like the goddess Isis, and bring back the divine feminine in the world, right? If you're being called to this video, I'm telling you this. This is not just for you, my sister. This is also because any woman who wakes up to her divine feminine power, actually that ripples out to the whole world. And our world needs us now. The goddess is rising, the divine feminine is coming back, and you are a part of this movement, this sacred revolution, this healing, this balancing that we need in our whole world and on our planet. So it's actually so much bigger than you. That's why it's my mission to rally my ladies, my goddesses, and reignite us, to our divinity, to our beautiful sacred feminine power. So I hope these tips have been helpful, my loves, and how you can be a goddess every day by reconnecting with her mentally and emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And I would love for you to share with me in the comment which one of these ways of connecting with her you want to most work on and what you're going to do. So make that commitment to us so we can support you and celebrate you in this beautiful Flourishing Goddess YouTube community. And I would love for you to come to flourishinggoddess.com, sign up for my newsletter so I can shower you with an amazing goddess meditation where we're going to activate the goddesses through you, through your beautiful chakras. And I'm going to also gift you a beautiful free goddess video training so you can just really begin to deepen in with her. And then along the way, there'll be some surprise, beautiful bonus gifts for you as well. So come on over there. If you want to get my book, you can go to flourishinggoddess.com on the shop or find it on Amazon, Goddess Reclaimed. And I do also do goddess circles. So for a lot of the goddesses from today and so many others, there are beautiful goddess circles, which are like usually about 90-minute deep dives into each goddess so you can activate her within you. And those are all available at a different website called flourishinggoddessschool.com, and I'll leave a link for you so you can join them if you wish to. And I just can't wait to continue to support you with more goddess videos. Let me know if there are any particular areas, topics around the divine feminine and the goddess that you most need support with right now. It will be my honor and joy to share the goddesses with you so that you can awaken her through you. Okay, my love, thank you so much for being with me. You are a goddess, and it's time to awaken to your beautiful divine feminine power and be a goddess every day. Sending you so much love. Namaste.